Get a doll therapist. Get a doll therapist. This dollhouse needs a therapist. That's the best I can do. Okay, this is a whole nother route. We're an hour and a half in. Oh boy. How much time is... Oh my god. I might split this into two. Okay, you still feel Huxley is better suited as something of a distraction for Dahlia. Flawed little thing that she is, you wouldn't have kept her this long if you didn't have some attachment to her. Especially with how poorly she gets along with other toys. She's quite lucky that even though she's so much trouble, you have quite the sentimental view of her. Hopefully the clown learns his place with time and stops bringing down the mood for her. No. I want to like Huxley. Dahlia. Stop being such a mean girl. Like, if not, you could always make some adjustments. Adjustments? Excuse me? But nothing can last forever. It's clear enough the honeymoon phase is coming to an end by the argument you find already in progress when you check on the house today. Huxley, you've picked out our game 3 times in a row. We're going to play what I want today.
You literally offered me to choose. You can't just say you don't care what we play and then take it back because you didn't like what I picked.
I didn't know you were I didn't know you were going to pick the worst one when I said that. Damn. Watch your place. Know your place.
The worst one? You seemed fine with it the other day. That's fine. Let's play this one instead. You like Parlor Detective, don't you? Are you serious?
I'm just more in the mood for a word game.
So you had a specific game in mind.
I didn't realize which one I wanted until now. It's not as though I planned to argue with you.
Coulda fooled me.
You're so sour, Huxley. I'll get the game set up while you're over there sulking. You'll feel better once we start playing.
Hey, Whisker, what do you make of this?
The rabbit looks up from his place on the little pet bed on the floor. He seems uneasy at being addressed in the middle of their tiff. Whisker doesn't even talk, Huxley. I know you're playing some joke.
Whisker, do you think Dahlia already started the game without me?
I'm still setting it up.
Well, I don't know. Because I'm starting to think we're playing charades, or ESP tester, or maybe just mind games.
I don't think expecting you to take me at my word requires you to be psychic. So they played the game that Huxley chose the other day. And maybe today she just, woke up and chose violence. Because she's just, she's taking whatever he wants and doing the opposite. You know what I mean. Anyway, I don't think expecting you to take me at my word requires you to be psychic. The only funny thing about this is how silly you're acting over some board games.
Yeah, well, maybe I'm not in the mood for your kind of game.
So you're pitching a fit over not getting your way? You should see me in the other timeline.
Tough, that's rich. No, if you just said what you wanted from the beginning, I wouldn't care. Honestly, if you wanted to watch paint dry and you were serious about it, that'd be fine with me. I'd rather drink paint than get jerked around.
Then enjoy the taste of your new colors. I'm not in the mood to play anymore. Dahlia shoves the little letter tabs and the game board back into the box she had been removing them from. Even Huxley looks a bit surprised at this reaction, but primarily he looks irritated. It's odd to see him so worked up. Is he gonna end up murdering her now? God, I can't win. Can y'all... Maybe I just need to get him separate houses. I don't even know. Though he has been more lively since Dahlia helped him get back on his feet, it's rare to see him feel so strongly about anything. The general state of ennui he carries himself with leaves little room for such emotional outbursts. Not beyond the sarcastic remark, anyway. You see him like this, it's a little worrisome. So seeing him like this, it's a little worrisome. Okay. Once the game is put away, Dahlia moves to push him along towards the door, meeting resistance when she does.
What are you doing?
I'm out. We're not going to be playing anything now, so I want some time to myself. Get out of my room!
How mature of you, Miss Dahlia. Really befitting of a lady of your caliber.
Out! I'm gonna or else I'm gonna stab you again!
Again? What are you talking about?
Nothing. The clown finally exits the room, and she slams the door behind him. With him gone, she sighs and presses her back to the door. It takes her a few moments, but she gathers herself and straightens out her dress and then her hair. When she looks around and sees Wisker is no longer in the room either, she sits down on her bed and takes up her diary and pen from her dresser. Oh, maybe we'll see what she's writing. Page 1. My murder plot. I swear, I can't count on anyone to just be civil. She begins to write. You decide to leave her to her personal writing. You mean my murder plot? The next morning, you decide to check in on the dollhouse to make sure things have cooled off since from the day before. Dahlia is waiting in the kitchen, presumably for the other toys. She seems to be lost in thought. The distant look leaves her face when Huxley enters the room. You can tell by his expression he's wary of what she might say to him. Presumably they haven't spoken since their fight. It's probably good that you're here to watch them, just in case.
Good morning, Dahlia.
His tone is flat, cautious, perhaps. Good morning, Huxley! Dahlia's greeting is chipper, her tone sing-song, as though she doesn't even recall the fight before. The clown is caught off guard for a moment by this, but regains his composure. I was just waiting to make breakfast. I assume Wisker won't be joining us, but that's alright. I'll leave out some leftovers for him. What will we be having today?
You're leaving it to me to choose?
Oh, sorry, I wasn't asking you. She must mean you, then. Crepes! Fuck yeah! Crepes! Wait, I'm gonna say it probably doesn't make a difference. Crepes! Oh my god, crepes! You reach into the kitchen with them and carefully pinch the little cookbook up in the cupboard between the tips of your fingers. Huxley's eyes look wide, and you can see him tense his jaw as soon as your hand enters the dollhouse. Aww. His whole body is wound tight, as though in preparation to flee the room. Dahlia, on the other hand, smiles as her dark eyes watch you take the book from the room.
Excuse me.
You grab one of the tools to help with moving the pages, a thin pair of tweezers you usually use for toy repairs. Aw, he's shielding himself. You just tear the pages out if you tried to handle them yourself. Yeah. You carefully select the recipe, then hold the book in the tweezers to keep it open as you return to the room. Dahlia reaches up to accept the book out of the tool's grip. The puppet shows a sliver of teeth between his lips, but doesn't speak. You take your hand back out as soon as the item is passed off. You aren't sure what he's thinking, but you can tell he's very upset by your intrusion upon the toy's space. Oh, it has been a long time since I've made crepes. I have some wonderfully juicy strawberries in the fridge as well. They'll be perfect for this. Huxley, do you prefer yours with chocolate sauce or just whipped cream?
Whipped cream, please. With whipped cream.
So I went to a crepe place once, and they just, like, drenched the whole thing with chocolate sauce. Like, it's not for me.
I'll have it however you're having yours. How can you tell when, they're here anyway? You ask so readily.
Oh, I ask every day. You usually sleep in, though, Mr. Lazy Bones. Lazy no bones?
Yeah, well, I was having trouble sleeping, so I woke up early.
Oh, let's have some chamomile tea before bed tonight, then. I'm sure you'll sleep well, then.
Yeah.
We'll worry about that tonight, though. For now, I have crepes to make. You're going to love them, I promise. But since they are rather troublesome to bake, I'd like you to help as well.
Of course. I can't cook, though.
I'll be doing all the cooking. I just want you to slice the strawberries for me.
Oh my god. That was a big sip. Excuse me.
With a knife? With a knife? And do be careful with the knife. You watch as Dahlia starts to prepare her whipped cream and crepe batter. She periodically stops to correct Huxley on his cutting technique. Each time he seems a little more discouraged, but he doesn't remark on it. That's probably for the best. You watch until Dahlia starts putting together the crepes, lovingly rolled into little cone shapes and filled with cream and fruit. At some point, she recut some of Huxley's strawberry slices into hearts to top them with. Wow! How thoughtful and kind of you. Things seem peaceful again, so you leave them to their culinary work. Hopefully the morning together helps them put that argument the night before behind them. Your hopes that the toys wouldn't need much more supervision to keep getting along turned out to be a little too optimistic. You find yourself regularly checking in on them when you hear arguments breaking out in the dollhouse. Despite Huxley's originally harsh demeanor towards Dahlia when she would snap at him, you find he is becoming more and more upset by these developments. Aww. He's gonna stab her! I can't win! You never really took him for the emotional type. You're not sure what to make of it, but Dahlia is convinced that he is only crocodile tears for her. Only crocodile tears? I gotta look up what that means. Hold down. Okay, yeah. I mean, I figured from context, it's basically insincere tears. Even if so, you find yourself worried about the state of the dollhouse if they continue to bicker this way. You only brought Huxley in as a way to keep her entertained and to provide her some company that would actually talk to her, but you're starting to wonder if that was the right decision. The mood in the house has become unhospitable, and you sometimes find yourself considering separating the two by adding an extra wall to divide the dollhouse. But that would hardly be a practical solution. Like every other day, you find yourself checking on the dollhouse when it becomes too quiet. You need to see what the two inside are up to. You see Dahlia is currently having some tea in the kitchen by herself. She seems fairly content, but you did hear another fight earlier. Nothing happened. We're A-okay. You check the attic for Huxley next, expecting to find him moping by himself after another rough day. And did she murder him again? But he's not here. Aw, did he, like, storm out? Did she tell him to, like, go fuck off? And he's like, okay. Oh, never mind. Hi. What's he doing in here? You watch in silence. Wisker rests on the pet bed in the room, and his head turns to look at the clown as he crosses the room. Huxley brings an arm up to his own face and mimes a shushing noise. A little difficult to do without fingers, but the rabbit seems to understand. Bye-bye. He lays his head back down, and Huxley continues across the room. He lingers at the bookshelf, bending down to examine the spine of each entry there. He checks the board games as well. Not finding what he's looking for, he heads to the dresser next. His eyes wander over the basket of flowers and the clutter of small desk items Dahlia keeps there. A little notepad with a list of chores and repairs to be made sits on top. He leafs through this, but drops it back in place once he sees how mundane its contents are. His lips tightened in discomfort. He slowly opens the first drawer of the dresser. He shuts it much more quickly than he opened it. At least you can be sure he wasn't looking for the contents of that one. Huh? What was in there, actually? He opens the next one, and this time he reaches inside. Dahlia's diary. Oh, I'm a little curious, too. Would you mind, like, opening that for me? Can you turn pages? He closes the drawer and leaves the room, heading right back up to the attic with his findings. She's gonna notice that's gone, but okay. Wisker gives a worried frown from his position on the pet bed. This is a bad idea. The lock on the diary is a minor obstacle. He simply uses a small knife from the kitchen to cut it as close to where it attaches to the book as possible. I'm surprised he has such precision. It can just be glued back into place. Huxley opens the book and sets it out on one of the dusty boxes so that he can more easily read it and turn the pages. Yes, give me the tea, Huxley. His touch is careful, aware of how suspicious it would be for any of the diary's pages to be ripped. Though, he notices right away some of the older ones are missing. You originally had taken those out for Dahlia, but now you're glad you did, for an entirely different reason. You never thought about other toys snooping. What am I hiding? X, XX, 19, XX. Dear Diary, I can't seem to find my old journal, so we'll be starting fresh. But it's a lovely day for such fresh starts. Rose finished another painting today for the foyer. Is that me? Am I Rose? Or another doll? The results are beautiful. She has such a talent with paint. I wish that I could make anything half as lovely. I can at least say I provide something in return since I'm working on a new dress for her. I do hope she likes it. A slightly later date. Dear Diary, I've asked for some flowers to put up some arrangements around the house. Since Rose paints so many flowers, I'm sure she would like some for her still life as well. I'm not sure why I'm bothering with how difficult she's been lately. It seems like she disagrees with me just for the sake of it, even on the littlest thing. I'm not going to say anything to her about it, but I wish that she would stop regardless. Slightly later date. Dear Diary, honestly, I think she's just jealous of me. It's the only thing I can think of. Rose used to be so sweet, but now it's like walking on glass to be around her. And you don't learn from this in the other timeline, Dahlia? Or is it eggshells? Either way, She needs to stop picking fights with me. Our owner's only excited by her because she's something new enough to still be a novelty. So she's still like the oldest doll. If she thinks that means she's better than me, her wooden head is as empty as it sounds when the wind blows through the house. Whew. Woo. I don't know what that means. Excuse me. A crude drawing of a doll's head with wind blowing in one ear and out the other adorns the page. Wow, Dahlia! Salty. A couple after that are removed. And then she just goes on a big rant. This bitch! I swear! Dear diary, I'm terribly lonely here. I think the owner sent Rose away due to my complaints. I haven't seen her in days, and they won't answer me as to where she is. So, has it been weeks? I'm not sure anymore. I suppose it can't have been days since I'm having difficulty remembering exactly when we last spoke. Even picturing her face. I wish she had left behind some self-portraits. I miss her dearly. Huxley frowns and skips ahead past many pages of mundane daily goings-on around the empty house. They range from cheerfully recountings of craft projects to desperate letters to no one and expounding on her loneliness. Huh. She's utterly lonely, but she doesn't want to share attention to everyone. Honey, you're gonna have to choose. Or compromise. Dear diary. Oh, 2000 now. Okay. So it's been multiple years. Oh. So she's had this diary just like on her. Like, okay. A new home with new faces. I was able to bring a few things with me, but it feels frightening all the same. Luckily, Lucille has been a very gracious host. She shares everything with me with an eagerness that tells me she has been as lonely as I have in the past these past years. Though I don't enjoy sleeping in the attic. It's rather eerie up here. I feel terribly out of place. So then she murders her to get the room. Maybe if I wish hard enough, I'll return to the home I know. Huxley eyes the old bed frame that now holds his own bed. He had just assumed Dahlia had always lived here and it was her home. Dear diary, Lucille is not what I thought she was. She's so cruel when she wants to be. Today, we sat on the roof together to see the stars. She pushed me. The owner doesn't believe me. They replaced the arm that was damaged, but my face can't quite be restored. My eye. I feel so broken. Beyond that, though, perhaps I'm just very unlucky. But nothing ever quite works out in my favor. If I can convince the owner of what Lucille did, perhaps they'll actually do something. But until then, I think I'll just be avoiding her, lest I say something that would further prevent any sort of peaceful resolution. Dear diary. She deserved it. They wouldn't have done that if she didn't. The puppet stares at the pages, chewing his lip and looking deep in thought. I didn't know you had a lip. He leaves through the next page, the next quiet stage of Dahlia's life until he finds another name. Dear diary. Oh, 2010s. Damn. She vintage. After so long, the owner has gifted me new friends. Theodore and Wisker are a delightful pair. What happened to Theodore? I would never say so to them, but I'm a little disappointed that the owner didn't think to bring me a doll like myself. But Theodore is still a kindly gentleman, even if he is rather fuzzy. Oh, teddy bear. They mentioned it. They mentioned a teddy bear earlier, right? I think so. Probably. And Wisker knows So many tricks. Such an agile little thing. I'm sure we're going to get along grandly. This section seems to be missing the most pages. There are areas where even Dahlia writes about her frustration with her diary being tampered with and how often she finds herself confused about past events the other toys discuss with her. Anyway, like, she's been here the longest, yet she has a fucked up memory. What's that about? Eventually, Huxley finds in the newer pages that Theodore's name simply isn't mentioned again, not even in a memoir fashion as when Dahlia lamented the loss of her initial friend. Huxley finds the more recent entries as he seeks the point where he initially arrived. 2020s. Finally a friend. A new friend who might be as sad as me, but at least he speaks. At least it's not only me now. At least I can look at his face and recognize him. I had started to think perhaps the owner hated me. They placate me with gifts, but they never let me out anymore. And I know they have other toys. I can see them from the window, working on their projects. Only just barely. I don't always understand what I'm seeing, but I know that's what they're working with. Unknowable things, but knowable faces. If Huxley hadn't arrived, I don't know what I would have done. I was at my wit's end, but finally, things are normal again. We're really getting all the lore this time around. 'Cause last time she was just jealous and murderous, you know. Huxley is a curious fellow. I rather appreciate the humor he brings to the house, even if I wish Wisker wouldn't look at him quite so interestedly. Wisker ignores me when he can. Well, I'm sorry you're, like, not the most likable person, because you're kind of mean. Maybe there's a reason for that, yeah. But I'm happy to share my books and my time with Huxley. I don't know if he understands our situation quite the same way that I do, but he likely already knows that there won't be more toys added to this home after him. Why? Unless one of us were to be replaced, of course, but I wouldn't let that happen. Wouldn't let either of us be replaced, or wouldn't let herself be replaced. The rest of this is just about things we've done together. Though, she does kind of talk about me like she thinks I'm stupid or something. Yeah, that's kind of that's kind of what I was getting from that, yeah. Huxley frowns and finally closes the diary. This was a waste of time. Now I have to fix the scrap, too. I remember seeing some glue in Dahlia's scrapbooking supplies. I'll just use that. He leaves the attic to return the book to its original hiding place in the bedroom. But she's there! Oh. Dahlia's already there. Why are you acting like that, Wisker? You funny little bunny. You've never tried to play with my things before. Now give me my hairbrush back. Come. Huh? Huxley tries haphazardly to hide the book behind his loose sleeves. Oh, hey Dahlia, Hello, Huxley. Did you need something? No, it was really quiet up in the attic. Oh, isn't it always though? She smiles, amused by what sounds to her like a very silly excuse to come find her. I was just brushing my hair until Wisker stole my brush. Silly little thing. Wisker tenses as Dahlia reaches for him. He squeaks as she picks him up by the scruff. Dahlia, be careful. That looks really, uncomfortable for him. Oh, he's just being dramatic. He always is when I pick him up. She tugs on the brush and Whisker's paws. Huxley finally catches on to why the rabbit is acting so strange. He tries to inch closer to the dresser while Dahlia is occupied with Whisker. The book slides right out of his grip and onto the floor when he tries to lean over towards the dresser. No! Uh-oh. Dahlia drops Whisker, her eyes trailing right down to where her diary lies on the floor. She looks stunned. But only for a moment. What are you doing?
Dahlia,
That's my private writing! What's wrong with you? Coming into my room and stealing things? You horrible creature.
I had a reason, okay? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done it.
What reason could you possibly have for rifling through my drawers and violating my privacy? I share everything with you, Huxley. I should at least have my own thoughts to myself.
I wanted to know what was going on in your head. You've been getting really mean with me lately. So I thought I'd just see what I was doing wrong. If it was me or you, or if I was doing something that was upsetting you. I should have just talked to you about it.
You're accusing me of being mean when you've stolen from me? And just how I have mistreated you, Huxley? This is my home and I'm sharing it with you. I make you food and I play games with you. I even fixed you.
I wasn't broken, you know. And that's part of it. You do things for me, but then you act like I owe you. Like you're counting how many favors you've given me to turn in later. Plus, you get so angry about everything if it doesn't go your way. I don't want to... I'm just surprised I've kept up this voice the whole time. I don't want to feel like I have to watch every little thing I say, or you'll get upset.
You have an awful attitude, Huxley. What am I supposed to say? Being upset by your rude behavior isn't unreasonable.
Disagreeing with you isn't rude.
So is stealing not rude either?
I already apologized.
And if the things I do for you make you feel so awful, then I don't think I should do anything for you anymore. You ingrate! Please don't kill him again.
You're being ridiculous about this.
Coming from a clown. Maybe you're right. Maybe you weren't broken before like I thought. Maybe you're just made wrong in the first place. Dahlia cups her hands around her mouth and looks up at the ceiling. You can take your spring back. We don't want it anymore.
Dahlia!
Get rid of it. Get it out of my house.
Stop it!
Huxley shoves Dahlia backwards, causing her to stumble. No! She's gonna stumble down the stairs. No! She trips over Whisker, who scurries to try to get out of the way. There's a quiet crack when she hits the ground. Huxley stares at her with her eyes wide.
I didn't mean...
You decide you've seen enough of this.
Wait!
Oh, he skipped the clown out of the dollhouse as Dahlia picks herself back up. You can see her limp as she steps forward. Likely some minor leg damage. You'll have to fix that. As for Huxley, clearly giving him equal footing with Dahlia in the home was a mistake. What do you want from me? Oh. You carefully tear out the sections of fabric that keep the spring in place in the puppet's body. Once it's done, you set the metal piece aside. Is there perchance a happy ending? I know this is like horror, it's partially, But, oh, it's what she asked for after all, and in this case, you're inclined to agree with her. You gently place Huxley back into the dollhouse. Excuse me. His breathing is heavy and his body trembles as he lies on the floor, unwilling to get back up just yet. Oh, hold on. He's so sensitive about any sort of contact with you. Pitiful, really. No! Aww. Dahlia brushes off her dress and frowns down at him on the ground. He looks back at her with glossy eyes.
Dahlia!
Huxley's expression betrays the level of hurt he's feeling, even beyond the physical change. This is clearly an incredibly deep betrayal in his eyes. What? You got by without it before? But since you think my input doesn't matter anymore, there's no reason to keep using the thing I decided to give you, right? You'll figure something out all by yourself. Unless you decide to take back what you said. And plead with me for forgiveness. Huxley's expression darkens as he goes quiet. Silence hangs thickly in the air, stifling the mood in the room. Wisker looks uneasy despite the look not being directed at him. He is quick to leave the room. Well?
Dahlia, if you really think you're right about this, your face isn't the only thing that's cracked.
The doll's eyes widen as she shoots the clown an incredulous, infuriated look. Is that so? I guess I'll be taking the attic back as well. You came with a room anyway, didn't you? You can sleep in that box. Damn, Dahlia. Damn, Dahlia, what?
Damn, Daniel.
How about you give me your bed instead, since you have to sleep in mine if you want to keep me out of it?
You're so ridiculous. I thought we were friends, but your jealousy clearly is too much for you to overcome. It's such a pity. Oh, he's the jealous one, really? Really? He's the jealous one, Dahlia? Wait, was she projecting jealousy onto that other doll, too? Why couldn't you just play nicely, Huxley?
I was playing nice. That was by mistake.
Just watch yourself if you're thinking about getting mean with me, Harlequin. 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 You know our other friend would be quick to punish you if you raised a hand to me. Huxley's eyes searched the room, passing over the ceiling, the windows. He knows you're watching, which he should. You don't want him getting any ideas considering you already had to confiscate the spring. Why am I like this? And just like that, he seems to lose all energy. Like me right now. Oh god, I'm so tired. It's been over 2 hours. Oh. It's a good game.
Oh god. Okay. You're right. It's pointless.
So why don't you just go crawl in your box?
Okay.
Huxley says nothing as he leaves the room, having to pull himself along the floor. When he reaches the stairs, Wisker at least helps him along, once he's sure Dahlia can't see. Dahlia, on the other hand, is looking pleased with herself despite the edge of sourness still affecting her mood. Honestly, can you believe the nerve of him? I do so much for him and he decides to treat me like this in my own home. Clearly he forgot whose house this is. Technically it's my house, y'all are just living in it. I shouldn't have expected much sense from a clown anyway. Thank you for looking out for me. I knew you would. We've been through so much together. I love you, my dear.
Aww. When you check on Huxley, he really has returned to his box, curled up inside, much like when you first put him in the house. You imagine that he'll get over his mood with enough time. Hopefully he comes back out with a new attitude as well. You expected a little better when you chose him, honestly. In any case, you're glad that the little problem has been taken care of. No, it hasn't! That's a bad solution. Oh. Later in the evening, a surprisingly loud sound draws your attention back to the dollhouse. Oh, it's dark. You check the foyer first. The large mirror near the attic remains intact. Huxley doesn't seem to be in the box anymore. You know what? Good for you, Huxley. Good for you. He must have snuck back up to the attic to sleep. Maybe. He doesn't seem to be present here either. It appears the picture frame in this room also wasn't the source of the noise, as it's still in one piece. I don't know what that creepy voice was. You already saw into the kitchen from the entryway, and it was completely dark. So that leaves... You decide to check Dahlia's room. Though it's unlikely, she does have decorative window it would be possible to break, as well as various glass knickknacks. Looks like she's awake as well, as you see a dark shape on her bed. Oh, he's like smashed in her head or something? Closer to the bed, you realize there's something lying on the floor. The brass night piece? Brass night piece. Did we see that earlier? Oh, whatever. You're putting off the inevitable. You finally move the curtains on Dahlia's bed to look in on her. Oh. Okay. Well. Oh, you're here already. I kind of expected to see you in the morning. Whoopsie. I guess this is a little awkward for you, isn't it? You look at Dahlia's remains on the bed. Man, her eye! One of her glass eyes rests on the comforter. You painstakingly replicated her original one after she was first damaged. Now there isn't even a face to house it. She's only porcelain, but somehow the sight of her head completely disfigured like this still feels horribly cruel. You're probably still looking at her, right? You spoiled her, you know. I know. Trust me, I tried another way. But then she fucking ripped you apart, so I don't know what you want from me. It's pretty off of you to put me in this position, but maybe worse for her. Can't imagine someone gets to be in her position without being enabled in some ways. Maybe that's why she couldn't get along with anyone before me. But hey, you have a new favorite now, right? Oh my god. That's creepy. Bro, why you gotta do that? Even if you hate me, I'm the only one now. Or do you only like pretty little dolls? Oh, I didn't do anything to Wisker. I haven't seen him since I got to the chess piece from the attic. What do you care anyway? If you liked him, you wouldn't have let Dahlia treat him like a pet. It's not how I would have done it. Okay? Trust me,
Get a doll therapist. Get a doll therapist. This dollhouse needs a therapist. That's the best I could do.
It doesn't matter now. I hope he got out. You're probably going to break me now anyway, right? Better he doesn't have to see that. Or her.
Oh, shit. Well, keep him. You gently lift Huxley out of the dollhouse. Oh, that's her sleeping gown. It is well and truly tempting to pick the puppet up and pop his little sculpted head right off his shoulders. But what would be the point of that? You would have nothing left, just an empty dollhouse. You're not sure how you managed to lose control of the situation so quickly. Yeah, because if you have an empty dollhouse, and then you get new dolls, and the dolls are like, what's all this mysterious stuff of past inhabitants? What did you do to them? They're gonna turn on you eventually, too. You're not sure how you managed to lose control. Yeah. You were only away for a little while. You shouldn't have to watch the house for every second of every day and night to avoid these kinds of disasters. You could never stop it when it happened with Dahlia. Of course, you couldn't stop it when it happened to her either. In the end, maybe it is on you for maintaining a better balance in the household. For not maintaining a better balance in the household. Trust me, I wish I could. There's gotta be a secret ending, right? You can't be sure. You leave the dollhouse alone for now. You may come back to check in on Huxley and start the arduous task of attempting to build a connection with him. It shouldn't be impossible, even if he is a difficult type. Dahlia was the difficult type too. It took a lot of work to get her to do as you wanted and involved a lot of compromising. Maybe too much compromising. If you hope to ever introduce new toys to the dollhouse again, you'll have to hope you've learned from your mistakes with her. The clown caught you off guard this time, but you'll soon be in control once more. Ending 1B, your new favorite. Okay, let's go back. Let's see. Break him. Sorry. You're sure it's what he wants anyway. You easily take the puppet out of the dollhouse and tear him in half in your hands as fabric body shreds with minimal effort. Guys, how do you turn evil so quickly? Like your first instinct is murder? Oh, God. Oh, his fabric shredded. Okay. What a waste. Dahlia's beyond repair. Huxley was a disaster. That rabbit has completely vanished. Good, good for him. Good for him. At least, he could live on. Or actually, did he die in the fire in the first one? Oh god. Yeah, you have to start over from scratch. You don't even know if you have it in you at this point. Perhaps you'll avoid choosing such big egos in your next project. It only causes trouble when they crave to be in control, knowing you're the only one with any control here. Well, save for instances like tonight. Even humans can't control everything. You spoil her. Okay, what's here? Oh, I'm not sure it matters. Oatmeal. Oatmeal then. Do you like yours with brown sugar or fruit, Huxley? Or both? Both, please.
I'll have it however you have it, yep. That's for later. For now, I'll put some black tea for you. I'll make our oatmeal. You just sit at the table. Alright, thanks, Dahlia.
Okay. And then all the way to the murder? Okay, okay. Let's see. Say nothing? Dahlia and Huxley wait in silence for your answer. At first, you're worried that they'll just stand there until you do something, but Huxley is finally the one to break the stillness in the kitchen by looking aside at Dahlia.
Maybe they're not there.
Ah, perhaps. I thought for certain they would come see us today, though. Let's wait a bit longer.
I'll just make myself with some toast if that's alright.
Are you sure? I'm not sure of what I'll make, but it will definitely be better than just plain toast. Dahlia says this as though to tempt him, but it's clear from her tone that she's displeased with his attempt to avoid whatever decision she expects you to make about the food. She seems to catch on to this too. He seems
Alright, I guess we'll wait.
It's likely only to avoid another argument like this before, but in a way you're relieved to see him setting into Dahlia's routine.
How can you tell when they're here anyway? Okay. Excuse me. I think that's... Now let's brew some coffee while we wait. Like coffee, don't you?
Oh, sure, whatever. If you don't, you sound like you need it today. Sit at the table. He does as she tells him while she goes to put the video. Okay. Realize she has someone else to direct her needies. Okay. At the same time, it would be depressing to watch them waiting around as free to do something. They seem like they're getting along in the loosest sense of the word, so you leave them alone for now. Hopefully Dahlia gets impatient and makes them some food. But you're sure even if she doesn't, Huxley will just sneak something to eat later. He clearly isn't a fan of you or your opinion, and your opinion isn't something he'd want wait around for all day like Dahlia. Okay. And then it's just the same? Yeah. Okay. I feel like that's all. Let's see. Gallery? I guess that's all. Man! Can't we all just get along? What's this? Oh. Oh, some other possible scenes. Oh. Cute. Got the frames.
Hello.
Aww. Oh, we got another. Oh, okay. Wow. Got slightly different variations. Oh god, that jump scared me. Ah! Honestly, I don't blame her now. Like, he was kind of a jerk. I mean, she is too, but... Aww. Dahlia. Man, that's pretty creepy. Okay. I'll just say, let's see. Okay. I'll try one more thing. Silence? Sound of Whisker's muted footsteps, okay. I see. Didn't know what I was expecting. I'll go mad in here alone, you know? Just keep on ignoring me, won't you? Do my best. Okay. You already have something planned for later anyway? Okay. I'm not sure if it makes a difference. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it makes a difference. If I just say silent always. I think I've explored every option. Huxley's winning you over. Yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay, I think I've explored every option. So, unless there's like somewhere on the screen I need to click for like some super secret thing, but I don't know about that. We got good credits, so that's nice. We already looked at the gallery. That was just the preferences. Yep, that's it. Oh god, I'm tired now, but that was really good. I think I'm gonna like just go chill now. Oh my god. So much swallowing. My mouth's dry now. What the heck? Oh god, anyway. Really good. I'm upset. I'm upset that there's not a happy ending in a horror game. Why can't we all just get along? Kumbaya. Man. Like, would there be a way to just separate dollhouses? Can you buy another dollhouse? Is that possible? I wonder if there's more lore somewhere. What the lore is. Why are these toys alive? Why do we have a dollhouse? How old are we? Has it been our dollhouse or has it been passed down, you know? Or well, oh yeah, it probably was passed down or something. Because Dahlia mentioned in her diary is like, oh, new house, new faces. So, probably. Yeah, interesting. My computer's getting really hot. It's okay. I give you a break now. Anyway, I'm really tired, but that was really good. Now my voice hurts. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked this, then you can go check out their other games. Like Blood and Sherry, I did a playthrough of the demo for that. That was really good. I didn't explore quite so many options because they're coming out the full game for that soon. And I figured I'd finish one route before going back to the other. But anyway, yes, super good. I like the characters. I'm sad now. Thank you. Toodles!